And then he sings about the trial and death of Jesus Christ.
I was around when Jesus Christ had his moment of doubt and pain. Made damn sure that Pilate washed his hands and sealed his fate.
Lucifer was there helping Pilate to make his choice to execute Jesus and how to get away with it. Lucifer can be seen as someone who was actually there, but he can also be seen as Pilate's ego or his greed, abusing the power that he holds. He then starts singing about the violence of the Russian Revolution and the execution of the Romanov family during World War I.
Stuck around St. Petersburg when I saw it was a time for a change. Killed the Tsar and his ministers. Anastasia screamed in vain.
After World War I, the economy in Russia was bad. This, including many other things, sparked riots and uprisings which were violently suppressed by the Tsar's army. Shortly after, they were forced off of their thrones, and after a year they were executed. Perhaps they used Anastasia's name at the time, as there were rumors that 2 children did survive the execution, as they were not found with the rest of the bodies. Lucifer, again, he's portrayed as a person that is present on a scene, but it's also depicted as a certain mindset. As long as you kill for the right reasons, it's allowed by the majority of the people. Which is true if you look at the case of Hitler or Bin Laden, or in this case, the Tsars. He then continues to sing about World War II.
I rode a tank, held a generous rank, when the blitzkrieg raged and the bodies stank.
Lucifer holds a general's rank. He's of much importance in the war, but he doesn't really specify which side he's on. But he too looks at war as something awful and disgusting, and that's from both sides of the war. In the end, there were no winners or losers, except for the Lucifers and some people. And then he touches the subject of the European wars of religion.
I watch with glee while your kings and queens fought for 10 decades for the gods they made.
Lucifer tells us that we fought for imaginary gods, but that would also indicate that Lucifer himself is imaginary, as he was a fallen angel from heaven, also relating back to the first working title of the song, Fallen Angels. The song was originally written with the line "I shouted out who killed Kennedy," but in 1968 there was universal chaos, and after Robert F. Kennedy's death the line was changed to "Who killed the Kennedys?" And most important, the answer is "When after all it was you and me." It's another way of saying that the devil is no one else but ourselves. The song ends with questioning the listener, "Who am I to you?" It provokes us to think.
I tell my baby, what's her name? I tell you one time, you're to blame.
The Lucifer of the song narrates all the misfortunes of human history in a way where he was the protagonist, and he asks for understanding, but it's all us, all of us. There's no need to understand the Lucifer, there's just a need to understand other persons and their point of views. Something which sometimes doesn't happen at all in politics, which can result in horrific things in our world.
So if you meet me, have some courtesy, have some sympathy, and some taste. Use all your well-learned politics, or I'll lay your soul to waste.
We need to obey to Lucifer as something bigger than ourselves, or he'll damn our souls to waste. We need to learn and accept instead of fighting and troubling ourselves. Sympathy for the devil was intended to be an analysis of the dark side of humanity, one which allows itself to be easily swallowed up by the banality of evil, thereby helping it to accomplish the wickedness it craves. If you understand the devil within yourself, maybe you can deal with him. It was tempo and using additional percussion, turning the folk song into a samba. The backing hoo-hoo vocals, which helped to make the song stand out, came about by accident. Miller was half talking to himself as Jagger sang, saying stuff like "Come on Mick, give it your all, what are you singing about, hoo-hoo?" And Pallenberg realized how wonderful that all sounded. She told Jagger what transpired in the booth, and the Stones then gave it a go.
Stuck around St. Petersburg when I saw it was a time for a change.
On the overall power of the song, Jagger continued in Rolling Stone. It has a very hypnotic groove, a samba. It keeps this constant groove and undercurrent of being primitive, because it is a primitive African, South American, Afro, whatever you call it rhythm. So to white people it has a very sinister thing about it. This sinister feeling didn't felt comfortable with some people, as there were claims that the Stones would dabble in Satanism. Sympathy brought these concerns to the fore, provoking media rumors and fears among some religious groups that the Stones were devil worshippers and a corrupting influence on the youth. Richard said in a 1971 interview with Rolling Stone, "I don't know how many people think of Mick as the devil or as just a good rock performer. There are black magicians who think we are acting as unknown agents of Lucifer and others who think we are Lucifer. Everybody's Lucifer." I think that the documentary empowers the song, truly showing the chaos that ruled 1968. One of the things that I found interesting was the following. One guy is molesting this girl and the girl doesn't fight back. The other one is simply reciting a book. The scene is filled with sexism, black power, and the Lucifers in these two men taking advantage of the girl who's being led to her death. And even when she's about to die, they will take advantage. They will preach their thoughts and ideologies for the media. They can't control themselves and their urges. Their Lucifers simply want more power. Later on you hear the first version of the song.
I was round with Jesus Christ at his moment of doubt and pain.
It's completely different. There's no repetitive sound, no rhythm, and no sinister vibe to it at all. And I think they realized this while recording the song. It truly was lost in a void, and I'm glad they took their time to search for a better outcome. They changed the rhythm, the pace, the genre, added percussion, and probably the most important aspect of the song, the woo-woos. And all of this resulted in a rock classic.
Just as every cop is a criminal, and all the sinners saints.
And a final version of the song captures it all. The devil in ourselves, the devil in others, the wars against other human beings on grounds of religion, peace, power, wealth, whatever. All these monstrosities that humankind brings upon themselves, it shows us our history and perhaps a better future. And if you want change, you first have to look at yourself. But most important, the devil in yourself.